Middletown Community United Methodist Church and our upper room reading for the 18th of July, 2021. I'm Voris Brumfield and I'm the lay pastor here at Middletown. This morning we are reading a reading that comes from Olgi Tšervonov from Estonia. He lives in Estonia and they have unique names there. So the title of this reading is God Never Forsakes Us. And we have been asked to read 1 Kings, this is from the Old Testament, chapter 8, verses 54 through 61. And we're pleased to have people here in the sanctuary for this reading, as well as you who are online. So verse 54, it begins, when Solomon had finished all his prayers and supplications to the Lord, he rose from before the altar of the Lord where he had been kneeling with his hands spread out towards heaven. He said, as he stood and blessed the whole assembly of Israel in a loud voice, saying, "Praise be to the Lord, who has given rest to his people Israel, just as he promised. Not one word has failed of all the good promises he gave through his servant Moses. May the Lord our God be with us as he was with our fathers. May he never leave us nor forsake us. May he turn our hearts to him, to walk in all his ways and to keep the commands, decrees, and regulations he gave our fathers. And may these words of mine, which I have prayed before the Lord, be near to the Lord our God, day and night, that he may uphold the cause of his servant and the cause of his people Israel, according to each day's need, so that all the peoples of the earth may know the Lord is God, and that there is no other. But your hearts must be fully committed to the Lord our God, to live by his decrees and obey his commands, as at this time." Thus ends our reading this morning, and we begin with the story. In 2001, a family in our neighborhood suffered a terrible loss. One day a fire broke out in their house and nobody was at home, but the house was completely destroyed. All the family had left were the clothes that they had worn that day. They had no savings, and the house was not insured. After the fire, the family started to receive help from members of the church, where the father served as pastor. One woman offered her apartment to the family to live in free of charge. Friends started to raise funds for the construction of a new house. God blessed and provided the necessary means at every stage of the process. And now the family has a new home. I have seen God's grace at work in the middle of a disaster. God never forsakes us, and God prompts us to open our hearts and help those in trouble. The Apostle Paul reminds us in his letter to the Philippians, chapter 4, verse 14, "It was good of you to share in my troubles." The experience of my neighbors taught me how important it is to remember our brothers and sisters in hard times. Let us do our best to love and support one another. The prayer is, Dear God of grace, we thank you for your great love. We thank you for your mercy, and we thank you for your help in our hardships. May your name be blessed. Amen. And the prayer focuses families who have lost their homes. And the thought for today is, no matter what, God will never forsake me. Please know that. God will never forsake you, wherever you are. That ends our reading for this morning from the New Upper Room for for July and August. And we ask you to return at 9:55 for our New Life service, where we will be celebrating together the power of God to transform our lives, to fill our souls, and to feed us. Have a blessed morning. Amen.